Station, my brother.
Station, man. How you doing, bro?
Oh, I'm good, man. How you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Super excited to be here for Dylan's Horror Show to talk about a movie I've never seen that you talk about a lot. So very pumped for tonight.
Yeah, I freaking forgot that you hadn't seen this one before. I always forget that. Yeah, it's one I've been raving to you, man, probably since we met, man.
Yeah.
As you said, it's a movie you've never seen before. It is put out by Full Moon Features, 1979's Tourist Trap, which I'd say I feel like this is one of their. I mean, we know Full Moon for some of their smaller budget films, but I always felt like this kind of had maybe a little bit of a higher budget than some of the other ones. You know what I'm saying?
It was
This
like
almost felt more of like an Empire. You know what I mean?
This is it's reported the budget is $350,000.
Oh, okay.
Most of that probably went to Chuck Connors.
Yeah, right. Which I was reading something because if you look, it technically says this movie is PG. I always was so shocked by that, and so was the director, honestly.
Yeah.
And when they came out with this this unrated cut of it, which I'm not even sure if there's much of a difference. Sometimes I swear that the PG cut has more tits in it.
There's like no nudity in the film.
I always swore that there was like a second of nudity, like when they're when they're like swimming.
Did you watch this when you were a kid?
I swear, yeah, I know that they show like
That's
Tanya Roberts.
Dylan. That's wishful thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I always swore that I saw like some type of nudity in this. Like, just
did you notice it this time?
Huh?
No,
I didn't see it. I don't remember really. I just remember seeing Tanya Roberts like through the shirt, honestly. But because I was looking for it, I think it's maybe like a side boob or something. You know what I'm saying? Like when they jump in the water, it's like a real quick cut. But the director, David Schmoller, I think is it. He had said that he thought this movie would have been received a little bit better if it wasn't rated PG, which kind of threw a lot of people off because I think it's a very, creepy, spooky movie, and it even had Stephen King like wrote a little something about it in one of his books, Danse Macabre, and he quoted it. I think it's right here saying the film wields an eerie, spooky power. And yeah, man, I've always just been a huge fan of this movie, man. It's a lot of fun. One of my favorite Full Moon Features films. That's why when I saw they had this little VHS box set, even though it's not really much, I love that poster art, especially because they give you this kind of just regular art on the DVD, but I just love this, man. I love this art, man. It's always been so iconic to me, especially when I'd see it in the movie theater, on VHS. Just a classic, dude. Straight
It's
up
awesome,
classic.
man. Rock on, dude. I love that VHS package.
Hell yeah, man. Definitely recommend getting it if you see it, man. But yeah, we got some special guests tonight, as always. We got back like he never left. Verno, what's up, my brother?
What up, fellas? I
Always
too,
good,
Two Gun. I could have sworn there was more titties in this movie too. 'Cause I
Right?
watched it a few weeks ago, then I watched it again on the same service. I'm like, I could have sworn, but we see like a top boob while she's in the water. I think that's what that young Dylan imagination thought was a real boob.
I swear, man. I thought that I even saw like something like a full shot. I always thought that like I see that they show something while he's like creeping through the woods or something. You know what I'm saying? Do they even show like a butt shot or something? Like I don't. I'm really reaching for this one.
Yeah, man. Sorry, bro. This is a PG movie for real, And there was no PG-13 at this time either, so they couldn't even, I think the movie would benefit from a little bit more nudity and other things like gore and
Totally.
Yeah. But I would definitely say that it's in the poltergeist era, like kind of range where this could definitely go for more of a PG-13 at least. You know what I mean? PG is very odd that it got that, to be honest. There's some real creepy imagery in this. But we got some more guests tonight, as always. We got my man Fable. What's up, brother?
Station,
my man.
there was no boobies in this, man. There was no boobies. I was looking. There's no boobies.
Like I was searching. Hey, and we know we got another guest, and he was searching, just searching and searching. Scarpad.
Looking for the 70s Bush, man. There ain't none. That was a 70s PG. This was a PG in the 70s because we weren't no fucking whooped ass pussies. We could take this shit. We could take a stronger movie and make it PG because we had grit. We had balls. This was PG, man. No in fact, according to IMDb, they said the director forgot. He was too embarrassed to be able to ask the actresses to be naked, and by the time that he did, they said no. So that's what happened. No titty.
How you get
This
Tanya
is
Roberts
shocking.
with no
This
tits?
is the creepiest ass fucking PG movie I've ever seen.
That's for sure. That's for sure. And last but definitely never least, my man Stefan, aka Missing Link. He probably stepped for 1 second.
Missing video.
He'll be right back.
I think he assumed Scarpad had another few minutes in that rant.
Probably. He expected a rant, which I don't blame him.
Yeah, in the 70s, man, this is the way. Look at Poltergeist and look at Jaws even with a PG. So
yeah, it's
70s had balls, man.
PG meant something different back then, for sure.
It did. And in England, it was GP backwards.
Yeah. Before we'll have to see. I'm trying to think of any horror news this week. We'll just shout out a couple people in the chat right now. We got my man Two Gun Pedro, as always, first up in the chat. Thank you, my brother. Always supporting. We got Ariega. What's up, man? And we got Road Collecting. Let's see. And we got Jamie. How we doing? And we got, I love this movie. Helps solidify my love of horror when I was shot. That is awesome. Yeah, man. This is a perfect primer too. But I always just thought it was a little, I'd go on and on about thinking that there was more tits than there is. But I don't know what, man. I don't know what I was smoking. I wasn't even smoking nothing. And we got Kenneth Bird. What's up, man? But yeah, it is a great one to watch, and I love this one as a kid, man. It was always so creepy, man. I mean, let's see. Before we get into that, though, horror news. Robbie, what do we have anything that came out this week? I'll say before, it's more of a thriller, but if you were a fan of 2018 Searching, that had John Cho, I believe his name is, from the Harold and Kumar fame, the guy who plays Harold, the writer and director of that recently put out it's like a sister sequel where it doesn't really have anything to do with the movie Searching, but very similar plots, a lot of cool
spiritual successor.
Yeah, basically, and it's basically like a shot on, webcam type film, and it has the girl from Euphoria who plays Zendaya's little sister, and it's called Missing, and it's in theaters right now. Highly recommend it. Went to go see it with the lady, and I thought it was a absolute blast, man. Yeah, it was awesome, man. Highly recommend it. A lot of good twists and turns, a lot of fun, and speaking of like thrillers and stuff like that, there is one that Scarp had hooked me up on with that girl from Russian Doll, that Poker Face by Ryan Johnson. That is actually, I watched the first 2 episodes. That's actually a really good show. Nice little mystery thriller, detective vice. Yeah, the Columbo vibe. Definitely worth checking out. It's on Peacock. There was when I did go to the theater, there was a Evil Dead Rise trailer that was different from the one they had originally released a few weeks back. So if you look on YouTube, there might be a new trailer, I want to say, because when I was in the theater, that was 100%. There was some similar footage, but I'd say like at least 40% of it was new footage. So if you're excited for that, want to check it out. I'm not watching any other trailers for that because I'm already sold on that. I told my girl, she's like, yeah, that looks good. I was like, yep, that's what I want to go see for my birthday because it comes out like 5 days before my birthday. I think it comes out like 4/20 or 4/21 or something.
Yeah, 4/20, baby.
4/20 all the time, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
A reference to marijuana, Dylan.
Every day I put a movie on at 4/20 exactly.
So.
I tell you, the cock is doing pretty good lately. It's been really, besides TV shows and movies, they've been doing pretty well. Not bad.
Yeah, like I said, that movie that was written by Kevin Williamson and produced, Sick was pretty damn good.
I liked it. Yeah, I just watched it a couple nights ago.
It's not one you're like, oh, I'm gonna watch this shit all the time, but it was a good watch.
Solid.
It was a solid watch. I'll probably check it out a few years down the road. I'm a big Kevin Williamson fan, so it's nice to see him getting out there, especially with the success of Scream coming back, kind of him getting back out there and putting out something new and trying to put his, foot into the game of how it is today. I mean, horror is just slaying it now, man. And we had such a good year in 2022 that you got a lot to top in 2023, and I can't wait to see what they try and do. You know what I mean? We did get, speaking of 2022 and the success, the director of Barbarian did announce
exclusive
that he's working on a movie called, what the hell was it?
Weapons?
Something
like that, like WMD Weapons.
Let me see. Yeah, I was trying to
look. I thought you were going to say Barbarian 2.
No, man, that would
Barbarian
be pretty damn cool.
Weapons.
Oh, it is called Weapons. Thank you, Steph. Yeah, Weapons. Barbarian director Zach Kreger sets up new horror movie with New Line Cinema. Which New Line Cinema? The freaking creator of Freddy, man. That would be pretty cool. There is a new horror movie. We talked about it a couple times. Brandon Cronenberg, David Cronenberg's son, has a new movie out in theaters right now called Infinity Pool with the awesome, we love her so much here, Mia Goth, the freaking new horror queen, I'd say, of this generation. Her and freaking
Jenna Ortega.
Thank you.
You had to ruin this wonderful thing you were saying.
Jenna Ortega is awesome, bro.
She's no Mia.
But Mia, okay, I'm just saying that I can't say just her, but she's coming up.
They're both some great scream
Mia
queens.
Goth, I would say, is the top. Mia Goth is definitely
cuter than Mia Goth.
But dude, I plan to go see that Infinity Pool. It's got Alexander Skarsgård, so yeah, it definitely looks really interesting. So I was saying to my girl, I was like, you want to see this or Missing? And I knew that was Infinity Pool, not more for her. So I was like, I'll go see that by myself, So I'm excited to go check that one out. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I guess there's a Dead Space review. Oh no, that's for a game. Yeah, I thought maybe they were doing a movie for Dead Space, that video.
They are doing a movie.
Is it a movie? I thought
Yeah.
they're saying a remake. I didn't know if that meant just a remake of the game. If you're a fan of Last of Us, HBO announced a season 2. No brainer there. It's fucking awesome. So, Rotten Tomatoes did just put out a thing today saying Infinity Pool is a mind-bending nightmare, certified fresh from Rotten Tomatoes, compelling, audacious, and extremely violent. So, fuck yeah, man, go check out Infinity
Cronenberg.
Pool.
They better live up to that.
I hope so, man.
I
I've yet to see any of his movies. I know he did a movie called Possessor.
Yeah, I watched the first half of it last night, and it was fucking gnarly. It was.
Is it?
Yeah.
I keep meaning to get into it, but it's like it's one of those you definitely have to like sit through. No phone. I feel like it's one you got to really put into. And for some reason, I just haven't gotten to it yet. But I might actually throw that on myself tonight. You know.
Yeah, it's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu. Okay, cool. Yeah. I mean, dude, Brandon Cronenberg's got a lot to live up to, man, because we all are huge fans of his father. So, yeah. Yeah, man, I'm trying to do better on avoiding trailers, man, because I really did enjoy that Missing, and I went in totally blind. And like I said, Barbarian, favorite movie of the year, I went in totally blind. So I think, man, if I can just hold out, man, it's just the way to go, man. Trailers just ruin so much nowadays, man, and they just spoil like so much of the movie. But I think that's all we got this week. Let's get into the review. 1979's Tourist Trap, fellas. Like Robbie said, first time watch for him. It might have been a first time watch for Steph. I know Vern watched it first time a few weeks back, at least, I think he said. Might be a first time watch for Fable, too, even. Is it? Yeah. So we got a couple first timers. Look forward to hearing what you're going to say. I'll start off. You guys know, obviously, I recommended this movie. I've been talking about it for a long time. This is one that I think it's a lot of fun. It kind of has a lot of elements going in. It's kind of got the House of Wax vibe. It's kind of got some little Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes. It's even got some Psycho vibes going for it. You know what I'm saying? There's a few, you know what I'm saying, classic homages definitely just kind of thrown all into this to make one batshit PG horror movie, I guess, you know?
No titties.
But yeah, no tits. But I'm telling you, you fucking there might be one.
Deleted scenes.
I don't know, man. I even got the damn unrated cut too, man.
I think you saw the mannequin's tit and thought it was
Yeah, that's what
There are mannequin titties. Yes.
That's what young Dylan was like.
So excited.
Mannequin titty.
Can I watch Tourist Trap again?
Good enough.
You're right. Hey, back then, man, I wasn't allowed to see none of that, so I definitely would have been fiending for it. We get legendary actor Chuck Connors as stars as Mr. Slauson, which I think he does a fantastic job, you know, kind of playing like kind of giving you like a Norman Bates ish vibe, you know. Like I said, man, there's definitely some homages to Psycho in here, and you know, TCM and House of Wax. But I think he kind of gives off that like good boy vibe, but you know, just something just seems a little off about him, you know. But I absolutely love the start of this movie, and the start of this movie is what always drew me to this movie, because when I would see, I think when I saw a trailer for it on TV or something, I had to go find this movie out on VHS, and it was just that like the mannequin face is just, you know, doing that creepy laugh and just like moving its mouth up and down, and like with the hat on, and just all the mannequin faces in this, especially in the intro, man, and you just don't know what's going on. You just got that creepy laugh over and over and over for like a minute or two straight, and they're just, you know, throwing knives at him, and then that pipe goes right through the guy's back. That just always freaked me out when I was a little kid. I just, you know, man, you know, some people get really creeped out by mannequins, and I think this is just taking a mannequin and just exploiting every creepy thing about it and just going full out with it. Yeah, man, I think this movie is just fantastic, man. I think it's a great primer now that I'm a lot older and you know, I've seen a lot of fucking crazy shit. I think it's a fun one, you know, that you can kind of show some younger kids that are just trying to get into horror, that you don't want to show like the crazy gore, you know. I think it's a lot of fun though, and you get a young Tanya Roberts in it from That 70s Show fame.
Oh boy.
I was always a huge That 70s Show fan as a kid, so I was like, you know, in that 70s Show, she plays a very dumb blonde. In this, she's a brunette. So when I first saw her, I was like, oh my god, who is this beautiful woman? And because I just always so used to seeing her blonde, so it was very striking.
Tanya Roberts was in that. I didn't even know she was in that 70s show.
What was that?
Donna's mom.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's also in Beastmaster and
Yeah,
Girl as well.
Thank you.
She actually did get naked in Beastmaster.
You know, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of then. Because I always thought that she definitely got naked in this, but I guess it's Beastmaster. Yeah, though. Thank you. Beastmaster, you know, is one of my favorites too. But yeah, I think this movie is great. Real good score. Some good characters. You know, you get a couple good women characters in this that do a great job. I think the masks in this are awesome. Very reminiscent to some, you know, Leatherface look. But there is one that I always thought there's one where he kind of looks like he's got like the sideburns on the side, almost like an Elvis looking face in a way. But I just always thought that this was a fun one, you know. Who is it? The score is also done by Pino Donaggio, who did Don't Look Now, Dress to Kill, and Carrie.
Yeah, they said 1/6 of the budget for this movie went to get him because the director really liked him. I thought the score was fantastic.
That's what this movie has a lot of good things going for it, you know. Like you guys said, it could, you know, for 79, it definitely could have really upped the gore effect up, you know what I mean? And obviously throwing in some more Bush and all that, you know, especially because when I was looking, I was like, damn, this
makes or breaks a horror movie.
Never gonna have enough somebody's Bush.
Yeah, but you know,
I just love that we're talking about a movie that has like no nudity in it, and that's all y'all are talking about.
No nudity, no titties, and rated PG.
For the record, I'll just say I will pass on 70s Bush. I'm good.
Yeah, I would have taken them Tanya Roberts tits all day long. Hey man, what are we here for? If not to talk about
Come on, man, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it.
70s Bush can be deep and dark, but
different things for different people, apparently.
Yeah. I like Vern said, I could pass on the 70s Bush. You know what I mean? But what was it that there was shit, man.
I gotta do a documentary on 70s Bush and horror movies. I tell you,
go for it, man. You can crowdfund that. I guarantee it.
I'll film the whole thing on my iPhone. I'll get to you next week.
Oh god.
It looks like I don't know. It looks like one of the girls was from Death Wish 2 as well. You get
she's like the first one to die when they get to the place.
Yeah. And then you get art direction by Robert A. Burns, who did Texas Chainsaw Massacre and The Hills Have Eyes. So that's definitely why I feel like you get some of those vibes in this, no doubt. What's up, Bobby? What's up, Gary? But yeah, I always thought, you know, obviously back in the day, and you know what I'm saying, 70s, 80s, 90s, when I was going to the VH store in the late 90s and early 2000s, and if I saw, you know, the cover is what got us, you know what I'm saying? And I always thought that this just had such an iconic poster. So it definitely always drew me into this. And I always thought, you know, there's a lot of movies I would rent with incredible covers, and the movie didn't always hold up to the cover. You know, we've all had that where some do, some don't. And this one, I thought, for the incredible cover, I thought it always held up, man. And it was always creepy, eerie, and just, it was a lot of fun. There's great mannequins, you know, decent characters, not one that were just annoying as shit that you just wanted to knock the fuck out. You know, I always had a lot of fun with it, man. I think it's one to definitely check out. You know what I mean, Robbie? When there's some annoying characters that you're just like, please fucking get this one already.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, she makes it through the whole fucking movie.
Roar.
Okay, that would be my weakest one. And I hate when she's fucking in the water, just like
Yes, like what the fuck?
I understand they should. I don't know why she ended up being the goddamn final girl.
Yeah, she was a horrific actress. But
Yeah, she's always sweet. I'm glad you did mention that, Rob. She
Silent
is
Night,
my
Night
weakest
3
one.
can't be topped. There you go.
yeah, Tiny Roberts should have been the star of this movie.
100%. I don't know how she was, and I always thought that she was. When I saw her in the billing and everything, yeah, that was definitely a bummer. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. I definitely highly recommend it. What's up, Kevin? But let's see. Let's see. Steph, what did you think about this one, my man?
This was a good horror primer, like you said. There's a creep factor there. I think I would have enjoyed this had I seen it when I was much younger. I don't really think there was any characters. I mean, they had names, but not really any personality. I mean, that's fine because it is a horror movie.
Yeah.
But I like the farmer dude, the killer, who turned out I thought he played his role well.
Yeah, he's the only one with any type of character, I'd say. You just kind of stumble on these girls and the guy, and they just are going somewhere, and they just break down,
Yeah. I actually think the score kind of, I don't want to say sucked, but it did not fit the movie. It when I kept hearing the score for certain scenes, less is more kept coming to mind.
Yep.
There's a lot going on that was unnecessary. It was very adventurous for a horror movie, my opinion. But beyond that, the kills were cool, for what they were. But like I said, there was, even though there wasn't too graphic, there was some underlying creep factor throughout the movie. And yeah, it was enjoyable. I definitely think I would have had fonder memories seeing this younger, but it is a good horror primer. I don't regret seeing it, but I don't know if I would recommend it either.
Got you, brother. Got you. Scarpad, what'd you think, brother? Was this your first time watching it as well? I didn't ask you.
No, I saw it back in the 80s when it premiered at the Jerry Lewis Theater on a double bill with Humanoids from the Deep and Tourist Trap. Yeah, because Humanoids from the Deep, as you well know, has lots of titties in it and girls being dragged off by sea monsters, and Tourist Trap was a little tame. I'm not sure why they put that on a double bill. No, I love this movie. I mean, it's got the great Chuck Connors, who was in, there was a rifleman back on TV, big Western actor, was always on television. And then he made a lot of these genre films in the 70s, made a lot of these crazy cop, killer, shooter movies. I think he was one where he was like a guy who killed with like a sniper scope. So he did a lot of these, and he was good in this. I mean, I he carried the movie, obviously. He did that thing with his voice, that crazy. You could tell it was him. He wasn't really hiding it all that much.
Right.
And then the costumes they had him wear, and the guy seemed fairly enthusiastic. I mean, it was him doing all that stuff in the costume.
One of them looked like Jigsaw, actually.
Yeah.
So that was kind of
the plot was a little confusing to me. In the beginning, it almost seemed like, and even at the end, like they were going to have him have like mental powers, because when that guy was in that room getting killed, shit was moving around by him looking at it and staring at it.
He did have powers.
He did, yeah.
He does have powers.
It wasn't
like telekinetic powers.
Yeah, that's what you thought, but it wasn't really made all that clear in the movie. It was kind of confusing because they did it and they didn't do it.
There's kind of no way to make it clear.
They didn't give it an origin, but it was made clear he had powers.
Yeah.
You kind of can't make it. It's almost like a Carrie thing where it's just like she just has it.
Right, that's what you kind of figure out. But they could have maybe emphasized that a little bit better, or maybe used it more in the later part of the film.
They almost used it like you thought you were going to figure out how he was doing the trick at one point. Well, then I was almost going to think he was going to levitate one of the people or something. Something was going to happen when that girl did that lousy drowning in the water scene. I thought she was going to rise up above. I don't know.
Well, he even says that he kind of can't control it sometimes, and it's like he's still kind of figuring it out. Where you see that he kind of is a lonely ass dude and controlling these mannequins and having conversations.
But I thought the music by this dude here was that Pino guy was I think it was great. I think it was whimsical in the beginning and at the end because it had that kind of like take you off of like the horror elements of it, and then it was action oriented. So I thought the music was pretty decent. As I said, it was PG. I wish there was more blood and gore in it, but obviously there wasn't. But it's a creepy movie, man. It's very effective at just causing you to feel ill at ease and be creepy. And that end scene, they went for the vibe like Texas Chainsaw, where she's like flipped the lid and she's riding around with the dead dolls of all her friends in the Jeep. That's scene at the end, which is kind of reminiscent of like some of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre stuff. So overall, yeah, I think it was a pretty good. This was Charles Band from Full Moon. This was the first feature they did.
That's what I thought.
And for the first feature, it's actually before they really went off the schlock deep end. It's pretty decent. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was always a fun one for me. Fable, my man, what did you think, brother?
This movie is definitely interesting. I'll say that. I can't tell you I loved it. I can't tell you I really, really liked it, but I will tell you it's interesting. There's a lot of weird stretching in it, which I kind of dig sometimes. You know, the main character, like you said, he's weird stretching through the whole movie. The way he changes his voice is kind of a weird stretch. It's kind of like silly, but creepy, you know. Same thing with the mannequins and the way they move. There's like a silliness to it, but there's also a creep factor to it. It's like Steph said. If I was younger, I'd probably definitely be creeped out by this. It's like a Goosebumps kind of thing going on, but just early, late 70s and stuff. But the main character, he kind of reminded me of Bruce Campbell, man. I don't know if you guys saw him. He has an uncanny resemblance to Bruce Campbell. It was like an older Bruce Campbell.
I see it in like the chin area. Yeah.
It was a few scenes like that. It, like I said, it's a weird stretch. I mean, it's a farmer guy who builds toys, who has a split personality, who traps tourists, and there's no nudity, and there's
went
no
nuts because his wife was
gore.
whoring around.
So you know, it's a little out there, but like Steph said earlier, I'm glad I watched it too. You know, it's just something to experience. It's a good watch, something to build your horror history with. Like, okay, so this is what was happening in '79. I get it. You know what I mean? But it was interesting for sure.
It's like a slasher for kids almost, you know,
Right.
like
Yeah.
in a way it follows all these tropes, but it doesn't
almost seems like if somebody told me this movie was made not in '79 but like '73 or '72,
Yeah.
it would almost still fit.
Yeah, it's a little goofy. Like, you know, when the dolls make the noises, they go, ah!
Right.
And it's like silly, but at the same time, it's like creepy. You know, it's
Exactly.
like, ah! The dolls keep doing that. My favorite is when he held the doll, the boy head doll, and it was like, ah!
It was like talking and shit, yeah.
That was hilarious and creepy. So,
Molly.
Yeah.
it was
Yeah, even when I said like he's sitting next to that doll or the mannequin down, he's like literally having a conversation back to back. I guess maybe as if the other one is his brother. I'm guessing, because at first I couldn't figure out if he is almost crazy enough to where he is thinking that the acts that he's committing is his brother. You know what I'm saying? Like when he has his like evil side, and then Mr. Slauson is like the good side. I couldn't figure out at first if that was like, like a craziness in his head where like he would switch. He was flipping the switches, and he kind of didn't remember what he was doing. But I think he kind of did. It was just kind of part of his game in a way.
Both his personalities.
It was his bit.
Crazy. Both his
Yeah.
personalities.
Right. Right.
And the dolls in this movie seemed pretty elaborate. They're almost like robots, really. They're more than dolls.
Well, some of them you could tell it was just people dressed up as dolls.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's what he was doing, turning
Yeah.
people
Well,
into
the boyfriend,
wax
the
dolls.
boyfriend at the end, though, looked perfect. He looked like the boyfriend at the end, identical.
Right.
At the very
Yeah, they
last
did
time.
go with him. But always thought it had if Disney made a horror movie, kind of feel slightly fairy tale, slightly supernatural, slightly.
Disney made a horror movie.
Yeah. I definitely think you're right on the money with that, Jamie. Love taking a date to see a sexy slasher movie, plenty of room in the backseat.
Brother Joe.
Brother Joe.
Backseat love. Anyway.
You're- Verno, my man, so good he had to watch it twice. Maybe it was so good he had to watch it twice. I don't know, but I know he watched it twice.
I did. I did, as always.
As he does with every movie.
I liked
Good
it. I liked it okay both times I watched it. I actually think I liked it better the first time a few weeks ago. But as Fable, you said, it's an interesting watch, and like I'm sure all of us to a degree like are into like the history of these films. I compared. I was talking to a buddy a couple days ago. It's like would you recommend Stan Lee comics and Jack Kirby comics to people? It's like, how interested are you in the history of comic books? It's like, would you recommend Tourist Trap? How interested are you in the evolution of slashers and the 80s horror boom? You know what I mean? So
please tell me you did not just compare this shit to Jack Kirby. Come on.
Well, you know what I mean. It's all.
I get the analogy.
I get the analogy.
Don't get all sad.
If someone likes the MCU, they're not necessarily gonna like Jack Kirby and Stanley comics from back in the day. You know,
the majority of people that read comics today are not going to like those comics. You have to be very forgiving. You got to be interested in the evolution. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a whole.
And
more for the writing, though, for the art, not for the art so much, just for the writing, just for the story.
Both. I mean, everything's changed. Yeah.
Right. Well, it's changed, but that 70s Kirby art is beautiful, no matter what decade you're in.
Exactly. 100%. It's just that you get those bubbles that are filled with words. Right. Instead of now, when there's obviously, as Robbie has said, he can read through books and like that, you know.
But even that, if you're a big fan of modern comics, you're not going to go back and look at. If you're a slight fan of modern comics, you're not going to look at Jack Kirby and be like, "Oh, this is fucking awesome." It takes a bit of a trained eye to
appreciate
casual fan.
Totally, exactly.
But that's what he said. That's what he said. Casual. You guys are getting defensive.
I guess if you're a poser, that would be true.
Right. Okay.
Starkhead, do you read comics?
I do.
He does. He has someone read them to him, but he does look at the pictures. Anyway, my point is, it's interesting to look at it because you see. I think this is like, if they tweaked this movie, this could be like an all-time fucking great movie because it's got the vibe of a ghost story. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm never afraid of a slasher movie, but ghost movies can scare the fuck out of me sometimes. Yeah. So that's what gives this movie like its creepy element to it, is it feels like a supernatural movie, and that shit actually is scary to me, but it's got the format of a slasher where they're knocking out teens one by one. But if it leaned, and we've all said it that have mentioned it so far, if it leaned more into that slasherness, if it had seen Friday the 13th, which came out the next year, then it would have maybe a little more gore, a little more kills throughout. And then this would be badass because there was legitimate moments that I thought were fucking creepy and unsettling. Like, Fable, you mentioned when they're when they all lean over top of her and again. Not only you nailed it, Fable, because not only is it creepy, it's fucking hilarious. Like you could watch this movie in one mindset and laugh the whole time, or you could be totally creeped out by the whole thing. But I thought Chuck Connors was the only decent character. I thought all the other ones weren't characters. The same thing I said about Burial Ground. You could have switched them halfway through, and I sure as shit wouldn't have noticed.
The brunette, though, should have been the final girl. Is that the one you guys are talking about? The halter top?
Well, almost anybody else should have been the final girl.
The blonde
Molly or Holly.
Yeah. From Silent Night, Deadly Night 3. Like, I thought she was the worst thing ever, but this lady totally beat her.
I didn't really remember him, to be honest with you. And like I said, I did watch it twice. I thought, Dylan, I agree with you. This does seem a cut above, like, Puppet Master. I haven't seen many of the Full Moon movies, but the ones that we watched
Puppet
before.
Master was after this.
This seems more like a higher budget and a cut above those films to me, for sure.
Because if you look at like because there was Empire, and then once that kind of went down, there was Full Moon, and Empire. I always thought seemed like they had a little bit bigger budget on the films. They were doing these films out in Italy, and they had like a castle. Like Charlie Band owned a castle at a time where they did From Beyond. Was Castle Freak Empire too, Robbie?
I want to say it was.
It's definitely made in that castle. I know it.
Well, the Castle Freak is made in the castle. It's a house, right? That Dolls and From Beyond are made in, but it's like this big house that they burned that house down. at the end of Dolls.
I could have sworn. Well, I know Dolls is in a house, but I could have sworn that From Beyond is also. I know that there's the scene, but I think they made a set in that castle after they made some movie. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. I thought that like the set with the resonator in that was actually like a part of the castle they just kind of redid after they were making some.
Well, I think Full Moon, like the first
Gordon movie.
I think Full Moon, the first maybe say 10 or 12 movies they did were fairly big, good budget, and they were fairly before they really schlockified, right up to things like Trancers and stuff like that. They were still kind of this level maybe, and then they really went.
I'm trying to think. There's another one I don't remember. I think it was an Empire, at least. It had Viggo Mortensen, and it was Kane Hodder's like first movie he ever did where he wore practical effects. It's called Prison, and I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure that's a Empire film. But
Hope all that stuff doesn't fall down in the background there, man.
No, it ain't gonna fall down. This movie, and I always like this. Doesn't say, it says MGM, but I know Charlie Band worked on this. It says Epic Pictures presents, and music by Richard Band, executive producer Charles Band. So I'm not sure exactly. Maybe this was, I don't know. Maybe this was Empire. I got bought out by Empire and MGM or something. But I know Rennie Harlan directed it. By Courtney Joyner. But yeah, they definitely, some of their earlier stuff definitely had kind of bigger budgets. That's why I always was a bigger fan of this, because I just felt like it definitely felt more of that, you know, like in between that B and A horror movie in the 70s than like Puppet Master, which is straight B. You know what I mean?
Right. The cinematography was pretty damn good. I feel like, especially early on in the film, like for whatever reason, I noticed it being better early. But I thought the quality on Shudder sucked dick. I don't know if you guys have the Blu-ray of this or what. If it looked better,
I was going to ask that.
I watched a good copy.
Those that have the Blu-ray, does it look good? Because it looked like shit on Shudder.
No.
On YouTube.
No,
because it looks okay.
You guys are watching on
as
YouTube?
it says right here, this is the high definition is taken from a 35 millimeter print, and it was the only print left in existence of it. So no, it doesn't look great, and there's a lot of grain. There's a lot of
bad.
It's probably a little bit better than the Shutter, but yeah,
when women are walking in the woods, you can't see their face. You just,
and probably on Shutter, probably just looks worse than even the Blu-ray. Probably
a little dark, and there's some scenes that are very blurry, like on the surrounding of the central shot.
It's very low budget. I don't think they have high. You know, it's $350,000, and it's
for sure.
It
doesn't.
So the surviving elements weren't great. So
right. Last thing I was gonna say is about the score. I agree with all three of what you said already. It sucks and it's good. Like, it's good music. The music is high quality. It's dated and corny and way too noticeable at times. Like it's over the top. It's too loud in the mix. When fucking Crockett
run into the woods
or whatever his name is, when the main guy, he's giving his little speech about his wife dying, and they start playing the Danny Tanner music from like the Full House soundtrack when he's sitting the girls down, like that was bad.
It's definitely 70s. It's product of its time, man.
Right,
you know
right,
where it
for
was
sure.
good though, in the very beginning when you said where the house was attacking him and the music was ramping all crazy, and then the knife got in his back and it just stopped.
Right,
and
right.
Super quiet. I was like, that was pretty good.
Because it fit the chaos of what's going on.
It's perfect for the corniest moment of the film when the guy gets hit in the back and he just goes, for like 30 seconds.
Happened to the brunette. Well, she didn't. She was less dramatic, but
when you were talking about the music scene, kind of like Full House, I could say there's portions of this movie that is evidently. I don't know if this guy was a TV director, but there are portions of this that kind of makes me feel this could have wound up on like an ABC movie of the week, and maybe it was going to, and then he ended up putting it in the theater. I don't know. It does feel like a TV movie.
There's parts of it that feel like a movie from the 30s, like when she's running through the woods and you see like a static shot, and she comes into the scene and she pauses for a second, then she runs out of it. That's so old school seeming. And then there's also like bits where the film is sped up. Did you guys see that? Like there's times where they're moving oddly. Yeah.
That happens a lot in the 70s. Watch like a James Bond movie, you'll see that a lot.
Robbie, were you gonna say something?
Just that I guess Scarpad thinks we've never seen a movie from the 70s.
Right,
Nice.
I know.
Don't condescend me.
I'm just making
Don't condescend to us, goddammit.
Don't condescend to us, damn it.
I'm making an observation. Some of our audience
Wasn't
maybe have not
Pieces
seen
in the
James
70s?
Bond movies. We do everything
Wasn't
for the
Pieces in the
audience.
70s? Oh no, that's 82.
That was
But it looks like
Grew
the
up
guy
on
who
70s
directed
movies.
this also did Puppet Master.
Yeah, it's
the
the same
original.
guy.
I could see a lot of similarities.
Surprised you didn't know that, Dylan.
He only did like 2 movies. I don't know how that. I always thought you know why I didn't think that, because I always thought Charlie Band directed Puppet Master.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? I always thought that Charlie Band has directed a lot of freaking movies, so yeah. But Robbie, what did you think? Last but definitely not least, I wanted to hear what you had to say, and I know you're gonna kill it or you're gonna shred it to pieces. So
I think the movie's all right. I think it's okay. I don't think it's like anything special. I know that's near and dear not just to your heart, Dylan, but to a lot of people in the horror community.
well, I grew up watching it. You know how those are.
If I grew up watching this movie, it would have got me, because this movie, for all of its ridiculousness, for all of its stupidity, it is genuinely creepy in certain moments, right? The sounds that these mannequin things make, the soulless eyes, the way those eyes move in some of those moments, right? And this dude, the guy that did Puppet Master, so obviously he's got this weird fear of someone turning him into a fucking toy or a doll or something, right? And you see that kind of repeated in Puppet Master, but there are elements of it that are very creepy. There are elements of it that are very corny, very cheesy, and not necessarily in a super fun way. It wasn't badly paced. It could have been maybe just a little bit tighter. I do think it kind of drags a little bit, mostly because I guess who is supposed to be the final girl, the main character, I really don't care about her, like, at all. And I care more about some of the other characters, but really for no reason from the script, right? But for a first-time Charles Band producer trying to do something, putting this movie together, I believe it was a first-time director. It's all right. It's got some genuine creepy moments. It's got a sense of style. It hasn't quite accomplished it yet, but you can see the early workings of a semblance of style and tone and atmosphere that they're going for. I think it should just be tightened up a little bit. Even at an hour and a half, like pretty much exact, it does feel a little bit slow at times for me. Chuck Connors is the highlight of the movie as far as performances go. He is great. I love his dual role, and I love the way he plays with it. And Two Gun mentioned like little bits like where he has to limp when he's one character and not when he's the other one, right? And it gets genuinely creepy, but it just doesn't quite connect all the pieces perfectly, right? I like what Verno said. The music does sound great if you were just listening to it, but like some of y'all were saying, it doesn't fit and mesh into the film very well. It is one of the reasons why I think even though some things are beautifully shot or competently shot, I should say, the music just makes it like I love it when Steph said it's a little too adventurous for some of the camera work or lack of camera work, right? This isn't goddamn Indiana Jones. This isn't, Fievel Goes West. That was, why did I say Fievel Goes West?
Because so you're awesome. That's why.
And that's a great movie. Exactly.
Right. But we should do that soon on the horror show. But
horror show.
Yeah, right. Let's do it. And so the music's fine. There are moments I do like, and it's those moments where it's like, you got that like ethereal female.
That was the best part.
Like going, that stuff works. That's really cool. So overall, it's a decent movie. I'm glad I watched it. It's not going to be my favorite, but it is something I wouldn't be against watching again, but definitely going to be further down on a rewatch list for me. So I thought it was all right.
Alrighty. I guess we'll probably get into the rating. I guess we could talk. We kind of touched on everything throughout it, and you guys can just say your last little thoughts with your rating.
Any themes, if anyone has any.
Yeah. I'd say throw your last little bits and your theme on what you think it's trying to say. Thank you, Verno. Definitely one that we definitely haven't really touched on at all. throw your rating down below in the chat if you were able to catch this week, or if you've ever seen it before. You know the drill. Out of 1 to 5 slips. And Steph, kick us off, my brother. What'd you think? What do you think it's trying to say? Your last little bits and your rating.
It's trying to say curiosity killed the cat, right? It said, don't go in the house. They went in the house anyways. Maybe if they never did that, he would never fuck with them. As a rating,
don't go in the lake either.
For no reason. I'll give this a 3 out of 5. It was a solid enough film, you know, for a first-time director, whatever. Not my favorite, but that's okay. I think once again it's a good primer, and yeah, it's fair. It's fun. It's fun.
Hey, 3 out of 5. That's solid, brother. That's solid. Zell, you want to say, my man?
Yeah.
Alrighty, boss. Scarpad, what do you think the movie's trying to say? Last thoughts and your rating.
Movie saying, you know, your woman's out whoring around with your brother. Think twice before you pull that trigger, because you could turn yourself into a homicidal doll-making maniac and kill a bunch of people.
I tell you, man.
It also says the 70s was a kind of a cool place. You got these PG movies that had, you know, maybe a little bit more creep than actual horror. Kind of, they were creepy, not so much horror movies. And that's what this movie is. It's creepy. It's a nice little diversion. Good acting from Chuck Connors. Good music overall in the beginning, you know. And it was a little bit a lot for the movie.
It's a little adventurous.
Yeah,
that's my favorite moment today is Steph doing that. Was perfect. The way you said it, Steph, you were like, it was a little adventurous.
Yeah, it almost seems like it could have been used in a lot of other movies as well. Maybe it got recycled. I don't know.
Right.
I think it's in Five Will Goes West.
But I enjoyed it, so I'm gonna give it 3.5, 2.5 for me. I think the acting and the atmosphere kind of won it over from, you know, maybe some of the weaknesses.
Yeah, like you said, man, I tell you, freaking cheating men will create a sane woman, or will turn a sane woman into a fucking psychopath, and cheating women will turn a sane man into a fucking killing psychopath that might talk to
either way, you're screwed.
Mannequins, you know. Either way, man. That's why, man, this guy at work was asking me, he's like, you be cheating on your girl? I'm like, no, and I never will, man. I don't believe in that shit, man. I think that's one of the most disgusting things a human can do to his, like, significant other. And he
I don't know. It's not as bad as double dipping into the chip.
I thought you were going to say double dipping into the best friend.
Into the cookie jar. Fable, my man, what do you think the movie's trying to say? Last thoughts and your rating, my brother.
The movie's trying to say, you know, check if your friends are real, man. They might be fake friends, man. Like the guy at the end of this movie, like, you know, it's like he can't help you. He just rips his arm off, rips his head off, and I'm like, holy shit, he was fake the whole time.
He was a doll.
What? Did this chick
That is a great moment, man. The dude's just like, what the fuck?
It did feel like the end of Silent Night.
Yeah,
that was crazy. So that's what
this is like Silent Night, Deadly Night 5 at the ending with that Pinocchio guy.
The Pinocchio guy kiss his mom.
Oh,
whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what it's trying to say, man, but it's an interesting movie with some weird stretches. Definitely worth the watch. And yeah, I'll give it a 2.5 slips, man. Oh yeah.
Very fair.
Nice.
Alrighty, my brother.
I'll go between Steph and Fable. I'll go 2.69.
Yeah.
And if I had watched it just once, I would have gave it a 3. That was my review after watching the first time. But I don't know. There's something about it. It bugged me more the second time. The lack of all the stuff we mentioned, like the lack of kills and the gore. It's like the potential is what bugged me. It had potential. I thought be way better. As far as what it means, I don't really have anything, but I was wondering if you guys also thought, or maybe this is obvious to you guys, but like the whole, remember I always got the 2 puppet guys, He's like, oh, that one's David Crockett, and that one's General Custer. And I had to split them up because they couldn't get along. And like to me, like that's the two parts of his psyche. Like he's got his evil side and his good side, and he had to split them apart because they couldn't get along. And the one is the killer, obviously.
The battling of the dualities.
Like Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you guys a question? Do you think that he was controlling these things, or do you think he was making the people see them move?
He's controlling them. He's
telekinetic. Yeah, I think telekinetic. Yeah.
Okay,
which he's really smart. He could just fly and shit.
Because there was just one scene where he was dancing.
Bro.
He was dancing with his white puppet, and she was real. And then they would turn around, and she was fake. And then they would turn around, and she was real. And the girl was like, ah! She's losing her mind. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Well, yeah, I think
maybe he had like latent, psychic telepathic abilities.
Yeah. I feel like it's more like
a Jean Grey, where mostly telekinetic but developing.
Right,
exactly.
See, I think that right now in the last few minutes we've talked about this more than the creators of the film talked about it. I feel like they were like, dude, what if at the end
just have him move some shit, you know, it's his mind.
Well, that was a big thing in the 70s, as I'm sure Scarpad could remind us.
That's why Bruno had to watch it twice, because Bruno read a lot into it, so he got a lot out of it by watching it twice.
Exactly. I will say, like, I really do appreciate the look of the film, and Dylan, like you point out the cover, that cover's hot fire. Like, I would be tempted to buy a Tourist Trap T-shirt than I would to buy a Tourist Trap on Blu-ray, just because it does that is a scary ass look. It's one of the creepier films. I feel like we watch a lot of movies, we almost never even bring up like, oh, were you scared? Because it's like 95% of horror movies aren't scary.
Yeah.
So for one that actually does it, to be that dated and that old and still be like kind of creepy is job well done. So 2.69.
I mean, it was creepy, but it wasn't scary.
No, it wasn't. But especially if I know it's kind of a creepy movie, I'll make sure to watch it at night by myself in the dark, and it affects you a lot.
Yeah, what just happened, bro? I thought it was just my screen.
No, mine did loaded.
Are we on the down below?
I was so confused.
I'm evil Dave.
Fucking reality, man.
It won't even let me change it either.
Talk about some mind ability.
I'm not the same one that was in that corner.
Cyberkinetic, baby.
It won't let me even change it.
I think we could.
Someone just hacked the live stream.
What the fuck? This is
crazy. Robbie's all disoriented. He's never been on the bottom.
What's going on here?
All right, where were we?
Where do we go to now?
I think we're on Robbie, right?
Yeah.
Robbie, you're up.
Yeah, we're on Robbie.
Okay.
For me,
bottom corner guy. You're in the Brooks spot.
Yeah. All right, so let me do.
That was good.
I didn't really notice the music. So, I think it's about control. Are you doing this one?
No, I didn't do that.
You didn't do that?
Somebody hacked into DHS, and they're like,
so.
"All right, I'm just gonna go, no matter what happens." This dude that Chuck Connors plays.
Oh shit! Yeah.
This dude that Chuck Connors. Now there's two fables in my thing.
I see no fable or no Scarpad.
What the hell just happened?
Yeah, Scarpad's gone, and we got one fable that's not showing up top, and one Scarpad not showing.
It sounds like a plus to me.
Oh my goodness gracious!
I was just looking at Steph. Steph was like, wait a minute. Am I doing the bit?
Yo, you should see Scarpad's face right now. I don't know if he's frozen. No, I think
he's frozen.
I think he's frozen like that, dude. Because I have a second one, and he's just sitting like this. But then there's another, and he's like.
There he goes.
Yeah,
he's still frozen.
Who's into that drop?
It was yours, probably, that bandwidth.
Yeah. But now I have two Scarpads and two fables in the chat.
Oh, you can't kick them out.
Which one is saying something?
No, I gotta leave the one that's Scarpad's just sitting there like.
Which one is saying the intelligent shit?
Should I ban him from the studio or just kick him?
Oh man, that was funny.
All right, so I think this Chuck Connors guy lives in fear, right? Fear because he feels betrayed by those that he loved, that he opened up to, right? And living your life where your response because of your fear is to exert control over others and your own environment to the point of obsession, to the point of insanity and madness in this film's case, right? Where this movie is literally turning the people around him into objects that he can manipulate and control. And that's the response of fear. And the point is that splits the personality, that splits the union, or that's just whatever bullshit I could come up with in 5 minutes. This movie is what it is. It's not trying to stretch too far, but it is stretching weirdly. And I love that. And at the same time, it kind of is all right. It could be a little bit more gnarly, could be more gory, more toothy, could have more like sex, more sexy women, more sexy dudes, more seeing the bodies, things like that, right? A little bit of everything. Could have been amped up, could have been tighter.
11.
Aside from that, it's pretty good. I mean, it ain't no Silent Night, Deadly Night 4. So I'm going to give it 3 slips.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you know, I still can't believe that you love Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 4 so much, but you shitted on Burial Ground.
He means this one was entertaining as opposed to Silent Night, Deadly Night 4.
Silent Night, Deadly Night 4, I gave like I think a 3.69.
69, yeah, at least you loved it. I gotta go back and watch that one again. Because that one
never see that movie ever again.
No Poltergeist 3.
That had absolutely no fucking story. It was just slime and worms all over the place.
Slime was good in the movie.
A lot of weird stuff.
Worms and sexy bodies.
And, yes, she was naked on the slime, and for me, that's a big part of the movie. I remember that.
Yes, you will. So yeah, I this one, Station Perry. Yeah, this one, you know, I always watched this growing up, so it hits me a little bit harder. I know it's not the greatest movie though, but I always thought it was just very creepy and eerie, and especially for PG, I think it definitely goes the distance, you know, for a PG. But you know, there's definitely some things I wish it went. Being an adult now and watching, I wish it did little things a little different or went a little harder with some things. But you know, it is full moon, so you gotta look at it like that as well. That this isn't just, you know, a regular MGM or New Line Cinema movie. It's a full moon, so you know what I'm saying. You kind of gotta expect that, but you also expect to see, you know, a lot of nudity in those movies too. So that's where I feel like some people are like, you know, disappointed with that. But you know, I think you know, Chuck Connors is great in it. You know, Tanya Roberts is good for what the bit she has in it. She doesn't really have much in it, honestly, so it's not saying much. But I think everything with the telekinesis stuff is great. You know, Chuck Connors is absolutely the best thing in it. You know, if they would have given him more in it, I think it could have made this movie only better because the whole thing, you know, stands on him. You know.
Real quick, this just popped to my head. One scene, when he was chasing Holly through the woods, right? And he pulled up, like he's chasing her as the killer, but he pulls up in the truck on the side of the road. That's what threw me off at first, because I kind of thought it was like he was the killer, but then that scene right there.
He probably just dipped and went and got his truck.
What he's doing is he's
controlling a doll,
controlling a mannequin.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So can I get my notebook?
I like that.
Yeah, brother.
Wait, okay. While we're on these types of questions, let me ask you guys, because I rewound it even today and I tried to figure it out. Like, what the fuck happened? The movie starts out, they're broken down on the side of the road. The one guy is pushing the tire away, and then we see him get killed, bar through the back.
Right.
And then all of a sudden they're driving the Jeep again. It's like, what happened? Why did he go to get the tire fixed? If the Jeep...
tire was the car.
Yeah, the tire was a car.
That the chick is like got the canopy up or whatever, and she's like sitting there reading or something like that.
And then the friends come.
Oh, there's two cars.
Yes. The friend comes, Harry comes and picks him up in the Jeep. That confused me. Either way, that first kill, and get that? Right. That first kill was amazing because you hear the dripping of the blood, and then they have the whole bit where the blood is coming through the pipe. that goes into
Right.
it. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
This guy would make a perfect villain for the Scanners guy.
Right.
From Scanners.
Yeah. Now, one thing is, I know that we said it has references and homages to certain things, but it does at times feel very like derivative of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Right. It's funny. House of a Thousand Corpses is pretty much the plot of Tourist Trap and Texas Chainsaw mixed together. Like if you broke down, but instead of Chuck Connors brings you back and he's got the family from Texas Chainsaw there waiting for you.
Right.
I could have sworn to that final scene where they freeze frame on the Jeep and she's driving away with like the 4 mannequins. Didn't they do a scene like that in another movie where the
Texas Chainsaw, right? Where he's like spinning the fucking.
Yeah, well, no, just driving away.
Yeah, that one she's in the back of the truck going laughing maniacally.
Yeah,
I feel like I've seen that before too. I had a similar feeling. Like, damn, I've seen
this ending before.
But I don't think it was Texas Chainsaw that I'm thinking of.
What was the ending?
Where they freeze frame the Jeep, where she's like crazy driving a Jeep.
All her friends are in the back.
That's dolls.
All dolled up.
All dolled up.
All dolled up and ready to go.
Charles Band likes to produce demonic toys, dolls, and mannequin movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Baby
here's
Oopsie,
one.
man.
Here's
Baby
one.
fucking Oopsie.
She went there. She imagined this whole thing. She drove there with those mannequins.
Nah.
The Descent.
Although in the final chapter of Baby Oopsie,
don't spoil it.
All right.
It
was good.
I don't know if anyone here is gonna watch it, so you can if you want.
No, you should watch.
Yeah,
check
with a
it
name
out.
like that.
It's actually
pretty good.
It's actually pretty good.
What was your
You guys said that about Burial Ground though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burial Ground is good.
And Exorcist 3 and
Just for watching that girl get her tip bitten off is awesome. Just watching her get her tip bit off is worth the price of admission.
That's right.
Yeah.
No movie has well.
Yeah, don't bring up full.
Yeah, he was about to go into some weird stretching there. I know exactly where he was going.
Fulci's a poser, man.
What the fuck?
I don't think so.
Cool right now.
No, we almost went through one show without it. Come on.
No, the thing is, you got to understand what they're trying to do with Italian cinema, Scarpad. It would actually
show me
titties. Fulci, Romero, all sounds the same.
Right there, it's yeah.
Wow,
Italian.
Romero is Fulci's bitch.
So what was your rating, Dylan?
Now you got Dylan.
Where did that even come from? I don't think they ever even worked together.
Yes, Romero and Fulci? No,
it's for Romero and
Argento
who worked together, first off.
They probably knew Fulci somewhere there.
But how does
he
that
made
make
an unauthorized sequel to his movie?
That's right.
Well, we do have some Romero and Argento coming down the line, so
very soon, man.
That'll be a very fun show.
What did you rate this film, Dylan?
No, but I'm about to. Hopefully. Yeah, so I'd give this one, keeping it, fair, it's I'd give it a 3.69.
I knew it.
Yeah, I've always had a lot of fun. I think it's one of the big things, is like once he walked in on his brother cheating on, or his wife having an affair with his brother, man, this guy, had this power and just went into full boat insanity and was left in this cabin by himself and went straight Norman Bates. I mean, they even have like the little Norman Bates mother mannequin in there. You know what I mean?
Maybe that event was the catalyst for his power.
Even that might be the wife, and then his brother might be the one right across him. Honestly,
the generals. Did they dressed up general dolls?
No. There's like one doll that almost looks like an homage to Norman Bates' mother, like with the white hairpiece and everything. I know that I like those generals and stuff too, because I like when they're like shooting and then they're throwing the axes and they got they're actually shooting at the girl at one point. So I do like those mannequins. But Faye, you know what I'm talking about, where like there's literally a mannequin in the chair and it looks just like a Norman Bates.
The guy sitting on the couch, the old man sitting on the couch,
right across,
chair. Yeah.
So maybe I never thought of that, but maybe that's the brother or something, the guy sitting across the mannequin. But yeah, I'd say, man, affairs, man, can leave people going, like, can make people go into some crazy fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? It just, people go crazy, man, when they think the person that they freaking love is, going behind their back and double timing them, and once this guy found out that his brother was doing it, since we don't really know, this is just what I figure, once he brings it up about that happening, I feel like that was his trail to his lead to descent of him just going absolutely ape shit. He lost his wife, lost his brother, and he was betrayed completely. And then then you also get of course it's a Psycho homage to The Highway being built and him losing all his people. I used to charge people 75 cents a day. He's like, but no one comes here no more. You know what I'm saying? Ever since they built that highway, same exact thing with Bates Motel or
right.
Psycho.
It's a hodgepodge of so many things from other movies. I'm going to change mine to 2.6.
Amalgamation.
I'm changing my rating down to 2.69.
So you just lower it?
Yeah, I just lowered it. You convinced me. Thank you, Dylan.
What the fuck? I said that in the beginning.
What the fuck?
I said that in the beginling that it was Psycho, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, House of Wax.
Yeah, but it's
just a few of us did state that.
This is a remix. This is like R. Kelly or some shit, man.
Hell no, bro. This ain't no pissing on no girls type shit.
Scarpat would have given it a 5.
Wish it was.
Yeah, there was some of that in that. I would have given it a little bit higher, but
you sick son of a bitch. I gotta bring that back, that son of a bitch. My brother was watching Predator once, and then he was like, dude, that's from your fucking show. I was like, hell yeah, it's probably fucking from my intro, bruh.
Imagine they did make this movie in R and they could have called it something like, I don't know, they could have said it was Tourist Hooker Trap or Tourist.
What the fuck type of shit is that? They already got Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
Nice. It's been a while.
Old school, baby.
Old school, kicking
When they
it.
were in the
Old
lake,
school.
that was the perfect time to show whatever they needed to show. Would have got a lot of more people engaged right there, like, oh wow, and then him all ogling over them, like, hey ladies, what are you doing in my lake over here?
Yeah.
But instead, it was like, a little tame.
Yeah. So yeah, I give it 3.69. We got let's see, what else do we have? 2.69 from Gary North, 3.0 from Two Gun Pedro, 3.5 slips from Bobby D, and I think that was all the ratings. Yeah, it looks like that's all. So 3.5 from Bobby, Two Gun with a 3.0, Gary with a 2.69. I gave it a 3.69. Vern gave it a 3.0, a 2.69.
Yeah,
2.69. Robbie gave it a 2.69. Is that what you gave it, or a 3?
2.69.
I love it.
Know how to change your shit.
Great.
Once you speak it, is fucking. It's like a bond. You can't fucking go back. Link gave it a 2. Link gave it a goddamn 3, and goddamn it, Robbie.
Steph, wait a second. Are you sure about this?
I'm sticking with mine.
There ain't no going back. Fable gave it a 2.69. I think
5.
2.5. And Scarpad gave it a what?
1 point up. 3.5.
3.5, but I'm reevaluating.
No, you're not.
He's probably gonna bump it up to a 4. Yeah, right.
Dylan, be happy.
And my little bro Evan gave it a 3. So we got us an average score, I'd say of about a 3.169, brother.
There we go.
I'm telling you, that's
Somewhere around there.
For a PG movie. Travesty.
I think this is the worst your math has been, but I think you're biased.
I think I'm close. I think if anything, your rating fucked my rating up, my overall rating up. I think I'd have been right on the dot if you stayed right where you were at instead of backtracking.
Hey Dylan, let me tell you how we used to fucking rate in the 70s, man.
Oh my god!
To the Bush standard, the Bush quota.
like every one of these guys on this panel give me shit. Only there's one that's close to maybe seeing a month of 79. The rest of you guys were all in the wombs, man.
I wasn't even.
Yeah,
I was in the sack, son. I wasn't even in the.
We
womb.
have
I don't
streaming
even think I
services.
was.
Robbie,
I
did
don't
you
even
see?
think
Did
I
you
was
see
in
any
the
of the? Did you
nutsack
see any
yet.
of the 70s or no?
He said I was in a sack,
We-
son.
You saw 1 year of the 70s, Robbie, right? 79.
No. Fable might have.
No.
No, I
I'm
thought
mid-
Robbie's
mid-80s.
the oldest guy here.
Fable's older than me.
No,
You're the
I'm
only
older.
person here who wasn't born in the 80s and
Is
long.
Scarphead and
Me
Dylan.
Yeah,
and Robbie.
Dylan, when are you?
No, 80s and above.
94.
Everyone else besides Scarphead.
90 fucking 4.
Yeah, you're my old
94.
lady's age, Dylan. I was realizing that yesterday.
I'm your lady's age.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at pictures of your beautiful daughter. And I was like, then I saw, I was like, yeah, it's your hair.
I'm looking at pictures of your lady. I look like it.
That was a
No, there
pregnant
a
pause
picture
if I
of
ever
your
heard
lady,
one.
and I was like, she looks pretty young.
Yeah.
That
No,
was
she's
quite a
young.
pregnant
His
pause.
daughter's
there.
very young.
Scarphead's not that. He's not old.
His daughter's like not
I'm
even.
the
I
oldest
was like-
fuck here.
I was thinking to
saw-
myself, I was like,
I've seen the
Bruno pulled
70s
a- I
and
was
the
like, Bruno
60s.
pulled a good one.
I think the term is outkicked my coverage. To a large degree.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, I thought
nice.
me and Perry were
93, baby.
Damn, Perry, you 93 years old? Shit.
Word.
88.
I was
We're,
I'm 88 years
Perry,
old.
we're both 94. I guess maybe he's got me beat by a few
It's
months.
only 1 year.
This is how we
Yeah.
chill from 93 until.
But I think, Perry, are you 29 yet, or are you still 28?
Perry's still living with his mom.
Perry's 80.
Probably didn't see any of the 70s.
I love it in that one chat. He's like, I went to the store with my girl, not my mom.
He lives with his mom. I don't care what he says.
9:30 in March. What the fuck?
30 is
I'll be
nice.
29 in
23,
April.
brother.
I could have sworn we were the same age.
Probably for a few months.
Yeah, I'll be 29 in April. Yeah, it must just be for a couple
Oh
months. I
man, you
guess.
gotta live it up.
Um,
This is it.
No, he's gonna be
February
there.
the
So you
big
said before, yeah.
6-0 in February for this boy.
Damn.
You're gonna be 60?
In February.
I'll do the Kevin
Damn.
Hart. Damn.
Damn!
I'm at
I'm sorry.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
I still got more than 2 months to kill myself, so. Let's see, yeah.
Oh,
Oh
goodness.
man.
That
come
just
on.
got heavy.
We love you. We love you.
Damn.
All right. Let's all give a digital hug to Scarphead.
So if I'm not here in
Uh-huh.
a couple months,
We're all
you'll know
aware that
why.
you had at least 20 prostate exams.
Yeah. I like to give
he goes
myself.
he goes to get him just as a regular.
Just because that's
he
his
likes to
thing.
give them to himself. Is that what you're
I like to give
He
myself
just
my
got the
prostate exam. I mean, thank you very much.
If I looked up a YouTube video, like a how-to,
How
sure I could do
to.
Yeah, webcams
Yeah,
get
it's a
smaller
nerd.
and smaller, right? Oh,
You
like,
go, shit, I know there's a way to self-evaluate. You find anything on YouTube.
God.
what a great show.
That's true.
Yeah, great show.
classy.
So
Coming
next
soon,
week-
Scarpad's prostate exams.
yeah,
Could be sooner than you think.
Scarpad's prostate
You
sojourn.
gotta subscribe to that.
That should be scarier than like the last 6 movies we saw. So that's
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing that show will be exclusive to Twitch.
That's
I'm doing
your
that on
OnlyFans,
Twitch.
bro. What are you talking about?
Twitch, baby.
Dylan right now is
You gotta
asking
walk
this lady
off.
what a prostate is.
Well,
Or what an
No,
exam
no.
is. One of the two.
He's like, yo, babe, what is the
You
prostate
ain't allowed to
exam?
touch me there, son.
I need a prostate. Let me tell you, prostate exams and colonoscopies are all you got to look forward to, my boys.
Mm.
Will kill me now.
No, sir.
So yeah, great review. What do we got coming next week, my man Robbie? We got us a good one.
It'll be a
hit,
surprise to me.
an awesome movie from 2022.
Fuck
There
yeah.
we go.
Nice.
First recommendation from my little bro Evan.
Nice.
One it probably
Oh, yeah.
I'd say he told me it was his favorite movie of 2022. We
Oh,
got
yeah.
Smile, starring Kevin
Evan
Bacon's
is making the
daughter, actually.
recommendations, man, going
Is
forward.
that Kevin Bacon's daughter?
Yeah, she's a
Yeah,
fucking actor too.
And it's
Fucking
if you own the Blu-ray, this movie was based off of a short movie that did so well that almost didn't get made because of COVID, and they were trying to get it in the film festival, and it did so well that they were able to get a full movie off the ground. And the short film is actually really good. So if somehow if we're able to get it on, it might be on YouTube or something. I'll have to see, and I'll let you guys know. But it's definitely worth checking out. I think the movie is absolutely great. The trailer makes it look like it's a movie you've seen so many times before, but it is so much more than that. And I had a lot of fun with it. I think it's a fun movie, and I hope you guys will think the same. But we'll be reviewing that next Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, as always.
I'm excited because I haven't seen this one.
Oh, you haven't? Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, me neither, man.
I'm excited for you
Not
guys to check
streaming
it out.
anywhere.
Then
I know it's on Scarpad Plus.
Is that on the cock?
It's on the cock, yes.
Oh, it is.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Is it on the cock now? Well, yeah. We like.
What is it on the cock at the moment?
We had a lot of good movies. We had a lot of good movies come out in 2022, and this was one that like I was like, oh, this is gonna be just your regular old shit that we've seen, like Truth or Dare or something. This is so much better than that, and it was getting a lot of rave, man, in the theaters. And I know Scarpad went to go see this in theaters as well, and my brother Evan went to see it in theaters, and he absolutely would not stop raving about it. And I was like, I gotta go check this, and yeah, I can't wait to talk about it next week.
It was better than I thought it was gonna be. I can't tell you that.
Yeah. So yeah, Smile 2022 Smile. Like we said, it's on the cock.
On the cock.
Definitely go check it out. This Monday, Scarpad will be reviewing on his channel, Scarpad's Domain.
The Terminator, baby.
James
Terminator,
Cameron, classic.
Terminator. It's gonna be a lot of fun. 7:45 Eastern PM. Not gonna want to miss it.
Might try and make my Scarpad debut, baby. Because
I can't wait. I hope you can, bro. I hope you can.
And let me just say that me and Dylan were both pulled into the Twilight Zone last week. So there's a rumor that we might even have an extra Twilight Zone show this week.
Yeah, I wasn't able. I had a bunch of stuff going on. I couldn't do it this past Friday. So we're gonna try to maybe get 2 birds with 1 stone this week. So yeah, we're gonna try to hit that episode 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 at some point this week, and then continue on with episode 13, 14, 15, and 16 on Friday. So yeah. But Robbie, what are you reviewing right after Scarpad's Domain show?
All roads have led to this. This is the most important night in Pop Culture Philophers history. This is everything's been building up to this moment. Monday night, 8 p.m. Central Time. Surf Ninjas.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
No,
I knew
is
it.
it true? Is it true you're gonna give someone the Game Gear from that movie?
No, I'm keeping that bitch for myself.
I was doing like Surf Nazis. Surf Nazis was
Surf
dying.
Ninjas, y'all. Probably the most important film in existence, and very excited to unpack this Rob Schneider, Ernie Banks Jr. classic, starring Leslie Nielsen as well. So,
did they have anything to do with Three Ninjas, like the production team or
Surf
anything?
Ninjas would kick the Three Ninjas' asses.
Oh, get out of here! Get out of here! You're
Okay, I'm gonna say.
Here we go.
Let's keep it real.
I'm gonna say something. I just want to get off my chest that.
Here we go.
That Deuce Bigelow was the superior Rob Schneider movie, but
Rob Schneider couldn't kick anyone's ass.
Not even his own.
Deuce Bigelow.
Ernie Banks Jr. though is
Bigelow is
Ernie Banks Jr. is legit. Yeah.
Now I haven't seen this movie since like 1995 probably, so I'm very excited to see how this turns out.
I'll tell you what, it was great in '95. There's no debating that.
Tank Girl and shit like that.
I kind of think that movie did not age well, but
I'm sure.
Well, we're gonna see.
It's an extreme '90s movie. Yeah.
90s
Yeah.
You'll see a Nerf gun in there.
Hey, Maddie.
I got thoughts, motherfuckers.
You should have done that with like a double feature of the Mighty Ducks or something, man.
Oh,
you can't do a classic with an unknown.
Hi, kitty.
Surf Ninjas though, that's come on, y'all know. I mean, yeah, we've done Godfather, Schmodfather, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like Surf Ninjas, that's what it's all been building up to. You just wait and see.
The Grail.
I have a feeling that Surf Ninjas will overtake Cobra as the most.
Madison Rose. I like to boop her nose. Boop. It's right there.
You know why?
That's a pretty active action figure, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yes,
No,
that's
it's
a
posable.
sweetie.
It's got a.
Does it twist all around like the Exorcist?
If you pull the string on the back, it will shit. Coming any minute now.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna have to change this.
Yeah.
All right. So what do we got for show and tell tonight, fellas? Because I don't think anyone's gonna beat that beautiful baby.
Right? No, I'm skipping out tonight. I'm tapping on show and tell.
For sure, my brother. Steph, you got anything
No.
this week?
No, sir.
Vern, Diggity?
No, but unless you guys, I'm gonna lift this microphone up. I literally have 2 raccoons fighting in my fucking basement. That's what I'm
Are you in your basement?
No, you do those fights?
In your attic?
Man. Yeah.
They're fighting?
They've been doing this whole show.
I can hear that. I can hear that now.
Hold
Listen.
on.
Hear that.
Oh shit!
Tell them to shut the hell up.
Bro,
Cut
they
that
the
shit out.
It's
Jack.
scary as
With our
fuck,
stream?
bro.
I've had a lot of problems. I did a podcast once, and I sat there. Did the podcast. I was by myself. I sat in the room and edited it. And I get up and I go to leave. And there's a fucking raccoon in the corner, man, that had been sitting there the whole podcast. Special
No.
guest. I don't know what it
Just
is.
sitting there smoking cigarettes.
Yeah,
I've been waiting on you.
Hey, do you
It
have
was
one
in
of
your
those,
house
you
or
have
your
one of those like
garage?
trap doors in your attic where you could just like stick your head up and
Bro, I'm
just
trying
enough
to hear
see
this.
the raccoon.
That's all I can
Right.
hear.
It's like-
You
They're
know?
getting down. Yeah.
Actually, I might have to run. I gotta take care of this. I got issues,
Yeah.
man. Before show and tell comes, I gotta take care of this shit. You guys are the best.
Dude,
I'll see you next
I'm
week.
like scared for you, bro. I'm trying
Let
to
us
hear
know that
this
you're
shit.
okay. Give us proof of life
Yeah.
after it's done.
I will, and I
Bro.
will tell you guys tales of how I fucking dealt with this because I've done it. Like this is my
Take some
6th raccoon I've had to
antibiotics or
take care of. I got an issue.
Bro, record that shit, bro. I need to see this.
That's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Live podcast of fucking raccoon
Yeah.
fight.
Go
That
on
shit is
IG
crazy. I
Live
hear
this
that
shit,
shit, and
man.
I'm like, that's fucking, dude. It's like 2
Yeah, as a matter of fact, take us
Velociraptors
with
going
you.
at it.
Yeah.
Right. It's fucking terrifying. I'm gonna be Me and my fiance a couple years ago crawled up and had to clean up fucking raccoon shit. It was the most disgusting thing I ever did in my life. Is going through my attic cleaning raccoon shit. I got to get these guys before that becomes like it looked like before.
A crime
Is
scene.
it?
Fernand's
Have
gonna
they
get
been
up
in
there
there?
and
Did they?
goddamn raptors, man. You're right. Like it's gonna be like
Have they
Jurassic
been in
Park.
there a couple days now, or
You
you
don't got no
just know
comics up there, right? None of your
We heard
comics
him a
up
few days
there,
ago. No, I got nothing up there. Heard him a few days ago. Then last night we actually saw the hole that they came in, and a little cocksucker stuck his head out and looked right at it. Yeah. We shined a light at him. He just stared us down like, "Come up and get me."
He's like,
bitch."
"What's up,
Bro,
bro?"
they're probably, if
We're gonna
they're
hear
like
from
that,
Bruno.
bro, they don't give a fuck.
We're gonna hear from Verno, and he's gonna be like, "Yeah, I guess I just shouldn't have left all my excess overstock of hot dogs just laying on the floor open."
Oh, you think that might be the problem? Son of
Yeah.
a bitch.
A little bit of a
I'm
great
a
outdoors.
hot toys up there. My hot toys.
Yeah, no, I don't. But all right, you guys are the best. I'm gonna dip, man. Smile next week. I'm
Yes, sir,
ecstatic.
bro. Be
See you
safe,
guys.
brother.
Good choice, Dylan. See you.
Next week,
Does
he's gonna-
anybody
I'll
else
have a
think?
raccoon
I'm
hat.
genuinely scared for him after
Does
hearing
anybody
that
else
sound.
think that he might have somebody just tied up in the attic?
No,
That's a possibility.
that shit sounded like 2 fucking velociraptors going at it.
Yeah.
There was no help.
Yeah,
Next
raccoons
week,
do
Show
like,
and Tell,
raccoons
Bruno's
like
gonna be
hot
like-
dogs. So if you could,
Next
if you
week on
could get
Show and Tell,
downstairs-
Bruno's gonna be like, "I got this dead raccoon.
He's like, "I got these stuffed."
I
I
got
got these.
2.
I got these
I ain't got
gnarly.
1, but
I got these gnarly
2.
slashes
bitch.
on my titty."
right?
Oh,
Weird
Raccoon
guys.
bit my nipple off. It was like Burial Ground. Now I respect that movie, and I understand what
Holy shit.
Scarpad was saying.
You should.
Robbie, you got anything this week, brother?
Yeah, I got just a handful of things.
All right.
First of all, got the latest EC archives from Dark Horse Comics, the soft cover editions.
Nice.
I'm planning on getting all of these amazing artwork from like Wally Wood, from Al Feldstein, from Graham Ingalls, like just great stuff. This is some of the best comic book art you will ever see. And I know it's old, and Verno's not here, but some people, don't like older comics, but they're better than
Don't
what
read
they
them. Just don't read
they
them.
do
Just
today.
look at them.
Don't
I'm
kind of
glad I'm
send us.
first. I'm glad I'm first because I'm
No,
sure
I'm
that I'm glad I'm first because I'm sure that Scarpad and Dylan both got this as well. But my dentist collection came in, speaking of Brian Usna,
nice.
the director of Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 4, but the Dentist collection 1 and 2 right there. So Vestron Video, this is number 29. And I finally picked this up this week. But I got my April O'Neil Bride of Frankenstein.
Mhm.
And what I love about this figure is it's so dope. Universal did TMNT
That's
like
fire,
crossover
dude.
figures back in the 90s. And April was Bride of Frankenstein. So that's cool because the other ones they've been kind of swapping
That's
up.
fire. That's like the movie April O'Neil, right? Like,
Dude, it looks exactly like the movie.
that's
April O'Neil.
crazy. I never. I gotta get. Damn it, Robbie.
Plain
Damn
Robbie. Look how good that looks, man.
Jesus.
And look, her
crazy.
staff is the microphone.
Did they pay that lady?
badass.
Probably.
I hope
For her
they
like
did.
it.
I hope they did. But yeah, it looks just like her. Fantastic
That's
figure, and that's what I
insane.
got this week.
That's everything, boss.
Yes, sir.
Sweet.
That was awesome. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, Scarpad. I know you got some stuff.
Actually,
Always.
kind of late this week. Mostly TV stuff, actually. I found this all region Blu-ray set of the Sarah
Yeah,
Chronicles.
boy.
Everybody's,
Nice.
of course,
Underrated.
Perry's going through this. Everybody's buying this. This is all.
Yeah.
This is a overseas, but it's all English. So
That's
I told
Terminator
you it
3,
was all
bro.
region, bro.
all region you can play it on all region players. It's season 1 and 2. It's on a print here, I think. Oh, it's on DVD
Call
here,
it
but not
Terminator
Blu-ray.
3. That's
And
Terminator
it
3
really
right
is. If
Yeah.
you're watching this, man, it
Oh,
should have been
yeah.
canceled. It's probably the best Terminator they did since the movies.
there. Oh, yeah.
We'll be talking
Shouldn't have
about
been on
Terminator
Fox.
Monday night.
Right? I said the
Yeah,
same
Yeah,
thing.
bro. I gotta
It's-
get that set.
It's been. I wanted to get caught up in this. I've only really seen the first maybe season and a half, so I picked up the Doom Patrol season 1,
Oh, Doom Patrol is such a
Oh,
great show.
nice.
season 2, and then
Damn.
season 3 just came out.
That's
I-
dope. Oh, yeah. I wanna pick
And I
those
guess
up.
season 4 is gonna be the last season. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they did him like Peacemaker with like the side slip.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then I picked up these either season 19 or season 1 of Colin Baker's Doctor Who.
Okay.
Mm.
All right, Doctor Who. Let's go.
This came out this week. Nice slipcover, but not 4K. It's Violet Night. Blu-ray.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's got the nice raised lettering here, and it's a nice.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, it's a nice
Oh,
little.
Although they
collection.
gave Dylan a digital copy with like no code.
Literally no code. It's completely blank. And then they're like, "Can you send us a picture so we can look into it?" Look into what? It's a blank code, you fucking idiot.
This came out this week. Finally, this is a 1967 Korean kaiju movie that was lost and finally found. Space monster Wangamagawi.
Wango.
How did you find that out? Like, where? What
He was
road
there.
Did you go down?
And then it's
know
pretty
what
nice.
that
It comes with, they gave you a little card, a little mini poster, and a bookmark.
Nice.
So, so this is available for the first time. And like the rest of the guys, I got the Dentist 1 and 2.
Nice.
This movie was like $11, man, with a slipcover and digital too. Digital slipcover, $11.
Seriously, I can't wait to see what.
And then finally, this is out of print, but I was able
number 30 is gonna be.
to grab one Scream 2 Steelbook 4K.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
The number 1 one's being re-released. 5's out, so I'm sure 3 and 4 will get the Scream Steelbook treatment at some point. And that is that.
Yeah, those haven't gotten 4Ks at all.
I'll show this off because Robbie wasn't here last week. The Profoso Rosso
Oh,
vinyl
yeah.
45th
Nice.
anniversary. This record is only like 15 minutes long. It's a very short soundtrack, so maybe it's 15 on one side and maybe
And
12
that's
on
the
the other.
extended one then, too.
Right. And this is the best sounding record I've ever heard. So it shows if there's not much on it, a record could sound really good.
I'm glad I could introduce you to a movie and a soundtrack from the 70s that you weren't aware of.
Picked up the old Killer Clowns. So that's it for me. Oh yeah. Thank you.
Nice.
I'm not aware of everything in the 70s, just the vast majority.
Have you ever seen Taxi Driver?
Yes, I have. Good movie.
Oh,
Great.
He was there.
oh,
He drove a fucking taxi when he watched Taxi Driver.
He was an extra in that
He
shit.
was driving taxi.
Although
on
King of
sale for
Comedies,
like $6, so I picked up Tim Burton's Ed Wood.
yeah,
Nice.
good movie.
Jumped up.
Also, obviously, I've been raving about the Dentist collection. I'm really, this is number 29, as Robbie said. So I'm really excited to see what the next one's gonna be. We keep getting these collections where we got the Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Do you have all of them? Do you have all of them, Dylan?
No, I'm missing a couple. I'm probably missing maybe like 8 of them. I need like
Slaughter High. I know.
I need the Slaughter High.
Yeah, I just got Slaughter High.
I need Slaughter High. I need Dementia 18 and Steel Dawn. I need like Little Monsters.
I got Little Monsters. I found that at Walmart one day for $6.
Yeah, it's at Walmart. Yeah,
I'd have got it for $6 because I was never that crazy about that film, so that's why I've been holding off.
That's a fun one.
I love Little Monsters, man. You said you're man.
I'm missing a few of the earlier ones. Like there's a couple. There's one like a David O. Russell film.
You have to make me a list so I can.
I Heart Huckabees.
The Lair or some shit. The White Snake in the White Room or whatever.
The Lair of the White Room.
I'd have to go through. I have a picture of like all of them, the entire catalog, like in a row. Somebody that has them all. There's a few. I'd say there may be like 8 to 10 I still need. Violent Night. Nice.
All right, real quick.
Yeah.
Can I just say something real quick? Chopping Mall, Blood Diner, Waxwork, Chud 2, Lair of the White Worm, Parents, The Gate, Wishmaster, The Unholy, Warlock, Slaughter High, Gothic, Class of 99, Beyond Reanimator, Dagon, Maximum Overdrive, Shivers, Little Monsters, The Wraith, Sundown, The Vampire in Retreat, Dementia 13, Steel Dawn, Candyman, Day of the Dead, Dream of
The Wraith, the one with Charlie Sheen.
Yes.
Extreme Prejudice, Earth Girls Are Easy, Silent Night, Deadly Night Collection, and The Dentist.
I have a lot of those.
I got most of the new ones.
My collection would be incomplete if Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Oh hell no, dude! For $10, it's worth it. I have Dream a Little Dreams, the Sundown one. I need Little Monsters, Steel Dawn, Dementia 13, Slaughter High.
Someone should do the Wraith.
Warlock.
The Wraith, yeah, man, that sounds dope. Wraith is
Lair of the White Worm or whatever.
I got the Wraith. We could do the Wraith.
What was there? Warlock, and what else was there? There was one you said. Oh, Parents.
Warlock.
I need Parents.
Cool.
And Little Monsters. That might be all I need. So I've been trying to stay up and get like the ones that have been coming out as of late. So especially because they're just so cheap. But yeah, Violent Night, nice slip. Wish it was 4K, but nice 4K collectors. Got to check this out and see the bonus features. But yeah,
announced the sequel too. Right?
Literally.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
Oh fuck!
Blank. It's blank.
Blank.
Bro, what the fuck?
No, you're supposed to rub that off, Dylan.
I thought that it was maybe
invisible
joke
ink,
and that you have to like put it in the light. Maybe
no, it's one of those
being like a Santa movie.
Man.
No,
rub it.
There's nothing. Plus,
you got to get that. You got to get that Transformers decoder thing, like
Oval Team with a jet.
And also got the Scream 2, courtesy of my man Scarpad. 4K Steelbook. I already had the Scream 5 Steelbook, and I'd been dying. I wasn't gonna get them because the Scream 4K Steelbook was like impossible to get, going for like $100. But then they did a reprint, so I was like, dude, this is my chance because I already had
that one. That one's getting hard to find now too. Scream 2 is hard to find.
Yeah, this one's like impossible to find right now. And
hey, Dylan, put that code under the black light, like Two Gun says. Maybe you'll see something.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, and then I've had this, but with the show coming next week, I got my copy of Smile, baby.
Nice.
Once you see it,
certified fresh.
Steelbook looks nice, right? Is that Steelbook?
No Steelbook.
Oh, that's a slip. Nice.
Yeah, it's a nice
Dylan,
slip, though.
Maybe with that code, you can lay that down like an Indiana Jones and rub a spoon over it, and it'll show it like on a piece of wax paper or something.
No, you gotta look at it from a skewed angle. Is what you gotta do.
Bro, did yours come with the goddamn code?
Yes,
or did you have to put a goddamn spoon in it to see the damn code? What the hell are you
I received the code.
I know you did. I wish that it had some freaking Indiana Jones treasure map type.
You don't know. Hold it up there; it might reveal itself.
You gotta jam it up your nose and swirl it around, and then in 5 minutes you're going to get the results.
And
you got to wear that.
Amigo.
make
Oh,
nice.
Feature Ovaltine.
Little Teen Wolf.
Right.
Is that the Jason Fox or Jason Bateman or the
Oh,
Michael
bro,
J.
the
Fox?
boxer,
Yeah,
right? The boxing. Who wants to box against a werewolf? Nobody.
Dude, this is the OG, man.
No, I'm just
that
joking.
could be
Teen
the
Wolf,
Bateman one. I don't know.
I love Teen Wolf too, man. Fuck everybody.
They're both
I
great.
got them both. And you got the
No, nice. That's actually creepy looking.
On my channel, we're gonna do
Yeah.
Teen Wolf 2
don't
before
know
we
if
ever
they-
do Teen Wolf.
That's
I
like
don't
a
know.
that's like a
They
nun
did
in a
Two
box.
Faces. They might have did Two Faces, but I think this one looks better where there's the mouth
Yeah.
open.
Get your nun in a box.
And
Step one.
the black and white creature.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Get a
I
creature in
think,
a
I think the
box.
face on this guy is nailed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
What
they
are these?
have it like
You can pose it like that.
Scarpad's
These
trying to
Amigo?
pull. Oh
What
yeah,
are
you could pose it like that. Scarpad's trying to get me sucked into the Migos, man. Now I look and saw they had a black and white Invisible Man like this, and I want that sucker now.
That's
Oh,
a
you
rip
mean-
off. There's no figure in the box.
Yeah,
John Cena.
Notice
Yeah, we have it all
Notice there's no
Yeah.
Invisible Man. No Invisible Man figures from that terrible 2017 remake.
And last but not least, the Netflix Texas Chainsaw Massacre Leatherface. I think this
Fuck
looks,
yeah.
I think this one looks damn good. They did
Yeah, I like the
they
mask.
did the 03 remake Texas Chainsaw
Oh.
Leatherface, but I think this actually looks better. I would like to maybe
Although
get that
he
one
does kind
day.
of almost look like Mr. Potato Head there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd like to get that one down the road just to
2.5
display these because I put these on the wall.
You want to get the Mr. Potato Head to display next to it, Dylan? Is that what you're saying?
What?
You want to get the Mr. Potato Head to display next to it?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this one looks pretty damn good. These
I would have
yeah,
bought
it
Mr.
does.
Potato Head, but I'm like, you gonna tell me I only get 2 mouths and 2 set of eyes? Like, I want
the
ultra
damn
pack.
stupid thing about that.
What if,
Mr.
what if
Potato-
they had horror pieces like
Look,
Jason Mack,
I would've bought
Well,
those.
They've done that, right? Haven't they
Back
done
in the
that?
60s and the 70s when I was a kid, Mr. Potato
You were not
Head,
a kid.
you
You had to
would
put
take
it in real fucking potato.
You were a teenager
No,
in the
It was
70s.
not old, but you had the plastic potato, and then the noses and shit had big spikes on them, and you had to drive
I don't
them in.
know.
Now they're
Smile
held
is
down
not
by
on the
Velcro,
cock.
man.
FYI,
Oh,
not
wow.
streaming for free anywhere.
What
So
was on the cock? The Paramount Plus.
Yeah. Oh, maybe Paramount.
yeah, Paramount Plus. That's where it's at. I believe. At least it was at one point, unless they
Yeah.
took it off. Because that is a Paramount. Because I believe when I went to redeem the digital code, it's a Paramount movie.
It's available with a premium subscription
Oh,
on many services, and that so what is the subscription you got to get? It is
$4.99 a month.
MGM Plus and Paramount Plus. Yeah, so it should be on Paramount Plus.
I watched
I
it
have
on free 99.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you can find it.
$25 a month.
But yeah, so that will wrap up the show tonight. We got, as I said, next Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, we will be reviewing Smile. And then this upcoming Monday, let's see. Let me pull them up. We got the awesome Smile thumbnail courtesy of my man Mike.
Oh yeah.
Mike Matthews. Shout him out. That's the man. And then this upcoming Monday on Scarpad's domain, which I don't know why it says Scarpad Sci-Fi Sojourns.
That's the name of the show, man.
No, it's not. Scarpad
No, it's not. It's
His
my
channel
show.
is domain.
I can't name
Bro, what?
can't name my
Pick
show
the
my own
goddamn
name.
name.
No,
It's
you changed it to
domain or Sojourns.
He
Oh my
changed the
Christ.
channel to domain, but the show is Sojourns.
called.
I can't keep up with this shit.
There was a lot of back and forth, though.
There's
There
no
was a lot
rule
of back
that
and
the
forth.
show name has to be the same as the channel name.
I just hope this one actually goes live.
Me too.
Man, best
And maybe
review you'll
we'll
never
actually
see.
have a show.
Let's
Who
hope that the
knows?
freaking T9000 doesn't fucking stop Scarpad from hitting the live button.
Yeah,
or the
that's
T900
sci-fi
or whatever.
Sojourn, baby.
But yeah, 7:45 p.m. Eastern, we'll be reviewing the Terminator. And then
Hopefully.
right after Robbie on Pop Culture Philophers movie night, he'll be doing Surf Ninjas.
Obviously,
So-
the most important show we've ever done.
It's all
Yeah.
been leading to this.
Yeah,
That's a crazy
that's
double feature right there.
understating it high, big time too.
I think so.
And then
That
we
is-
should be doing
That's what
we'll be
Terminator
doing a
and Surf
Twilight
Ninja.
Zone episode this Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. So come
Oh,
check
yeah.
this out. You won't want to miss any of these shows.
It's gonna be a good week.
Fable, you got anything going, my brother, this week you want to throw out of there before we get out of here, boss?
No, everything's quiet on this end. This Saturday, upcoming Saturday, there is no Blame Fable and his amazing friends with their comic culture. Of course, got work. They've been really screwing me on Saturdays lately, but as soon as that lets up, the show will be back. So be tuned, stay tuned to IG, man. One collection down.
Hell yeah, brother. Make sure you go follow my boy on IG. Go check him out. Go check him out on YouTube where he uploads.
Oh, and I'm sorry. Happy Throw Your Sets Up Saturday, man. I always got to mention that. I hardly mention it, but people go on Instagram. They show off their collections. I'm hoping one day I'll get a Throw Your Sets Up from Robbie. I think Robbie did one time.
I've done a
did one today.
They cover a handful of times.
And Dylan, man, you got all those that neat
right
collection back there, man. I need you to post some of that, man.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to, man.
We get called out by Fable. Look at this. Look at this. Goddamn, now we got to do it. We got to do it now.
Hey, the only person here got to pass is Steph. And, we all know, Steph can't get his collection right now. As soon as he does, he'll be up on the Throw Your Sets Up too, man.
He could show us his collection of like belly button lint, fucking nose hairs. Like, you want me
guys,
to do?
This is how many gray hairs I got this week.
Right? Yeah. You want us to do this every week? You just wait and see what you're gonna fucking get. Here's my collection. And, whatever the.
Hey, I want to see those.
As long as it means something.
At least once. I want to see all the ones you got. Oh yeah.
Because you'll see some shit you never even knew was out there.
Yeah, or you might have a whole bunch of people hitting you up like, dude, oh man, I remember those, and you just think it's nothing because it's always there on your shelf.
Fuck yeah, man.
Fun every Saturday.
Yeah, man, can't wait for next week. Got some great shows coming this week. We love y'all as always. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, man.
Oh, and Rockin' Robbie Live returns tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Go check them out. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. 9 p.m. Eastern.
8
p.m. Central.
8 p.m. Central.
7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Central.
Oh, 8 p.m.
Tomorrow night, yeah. And because, no more football obligation, so we're back, baby.
Yeah. All right.
Cowboys, baby.
Y'all be safe, man. We love y'all. See you guys next time. Have a great rest of your night. Peace out.
Hey.